When we dive into episode 23, it's going to be a good one, Vince.
Yeah.
You know why?
What's that?
Michael Jordan's playing number.
Oh, true.
Yeah. It's in the walls here at MassiveJoes headquarters. Let's get straight in. 5 questions. Question number 1.
How can you grow to be more confident in a leadership role? From Kelly Graham from Instagram Q&A.
Oh, this is an exceptional question from Telegram from Telegram.
There you go,
Vince. I'm gonna get your opinion on this in the first instance because this is probably something that you have been diving into over the last 12 months or so.
Yeah, not even here, probably before here as well.
Yeah.
Before I started here, I went through some Army officer interviews and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But probably my biggest bit of advice is put yourself into uncomfortable positions.
Yes.
Where you're forced to grow and you may not actually be confident at that time, but you're forced to do something that's not comfortable for you because you will grow confidence through that.
Yes.
And yeah, that's probably my biggest tip, to be honest. I don't even know how you grow. It's really just
Listen, I got some tips here, man. I think the first one is not everybody is born to be a leader.
That's very true.
Some of us are inherently, and I've seen this play, and people don't like it when I say this because they're like, anyone can be a leader. And anybody can do anything, right? If you are 100% dedicated and you can do anything that you put your mind to. But there are inherent characteristics that make people lean towards leadership, and there are inherent characteristics that make people lean towards being led.
Yeah.
So that's the first distinction, right? And I'm guessing Telegram is probably in a leadership role.
Yeah.
That's why he or she is asking this particular question. So if you find yourself in a position where you are in a leadership role and you're putting your mind to that and you're like, I want to be a leader, I want to develop into this role, and I'm trying to build confidence as a leader, there's a couple of things that you can do. The first thing is nobody is going to give you the title of leader.
Yeah.
You have to earn the title of leader. And the only way you can earn the title of leader is to start doing leadership shit.
Yeah,
and
100%.
No one's going to give you permission to do it. So it's almost like, I really hate this saying, but I can't think of a better way to articulate it, Vince, so I'm going to have to use it. It's almost like the fake it till you make it scenario, right? But you're not faking it. You're actually you are giving yourself the title of leader before anybody else is giving you, and that's just the way it works.
Yeah.
You need to go, I'm a leader, I'm in this role, so I'm going to start doing leadership shit, and I'm going to learn how to lead along the way.
On that, if you're not in a leadership role, waiting for someone, you want to be in one and you're waiting for someone to come offer it to you, they're probably not, unless you're showing those leadership qualities of which you need to be doing without anyone asking you.
And that's what you've done a great job there, because that's what I was trying to get at with my initial, where some people inherently have characteristics that lean them towards, it's like if you've ever been in a team environment, right, and there's no dedicated leader, there's always a couple of people that start leading the group.
Yeah.
There's always a couple. And that's what I'm talking about when I say some people have inherent leadership characteristics. So that's the first thing, is no one is going to give you the title of leader. You need to take it. You need to earn it. The second thing that I think is really important when it comes to confidence in a leadership role, practically in that situation, is communication. You need to be able to communicate with your team through written word, through spoken word, through video, and any other method of communication that you want to use.
Yeah.
And once again, the only way you can get better at doing that is to do it. So start writing in written word.
Yeah.
Start being a leader through writing. Start being a leader through your communication, through verbal communication. Start being a leader through videos, if that's the sort of technology that you use within your leadership role. You really need to use those communication tools at your disposal and start exerting influence as a leader through those communication tools.
Yeah.
Next question.
After UK lockdown V2, I really struggled with my breathing while training. Any tips? From Spencer75 UK from Instagram Q&A.
Mate, have you had a coronavirus test over there?
Yeah, well,
that's a respiratory virus, and now all of a sudden you have trouble struggling with your breathing while training.
Possibility, perhaps get a COVID test if you haven't had one.
Yeah.
Even with that, do you know how long that lockdown was?
V2 was 4 weeks again, wasn't it? It was another month.
No clue.
I'm not sure. It was whatever. It's too long, in my opinion.
Even there, if you're locked down and you can't do any physical activity, you can't get your heart rate up. You can't get to those things where you're kind of putting more stress on your cardiovascular system to kind of engage. And then yeah, your kind of breathing rate is going to go down, and as you start to kind of increase that again, you're not, and I'm guessing you're trying to go at the same running pace or same pace you were going before. Your body's not going to be able to keep up.
Yeah.
So it's really retraining your body to hypertrophy again and be able to kind of make those adaptations.
I've just thinking about it, man. I've never really given much thought to my breathing while I train.
Okay. Yeah.
You know how like powerlifters are like, take a deep breath, hold your breath, inhale, exhale at certain parts of the rep.
Yeah.
I just lift. I can't say that I've ever really like given much conscious thought to it. I'm gonna next time when I train tomorrow morning, I'm gonna actually start noticing my breathing and go, what do I actually do with my breathing?
I have a little bit when I was like squatting a bit heavier and deadlifting a bit heavier as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, never to the point where I've kind of like struggled. Cardio, I mean, I'm just unfit, so I just struggle.
I think
breathing
everyone,
with cardio.
Mate, if you're doing cardio at a high enough intensity, you're going to struggle
with breathing. Yeah, and I guess that's it. Just take it slow and get back into it.
Agreed.
There's no real tips.
Third question.
If you could only use one brand for all your supp needs, what brand would you choose and why? From John.YCA from Instagram Q&A.
This is such an easy answer for me, man.
I think we're on the same page with this one, I reckon.
It probably shouldn't be an easy answer, but it kind of really does demonstrate how powerful this brand is.
Yeah.
It's got to be Core Nutritionals, man.
100%. Same
It
here.
has to be. And, why? They have one of the broadest product ranges.
Yeah.
Right down to like general health and being supplements like fish oils and multivitamins.
Yeah.
Right up to your top end performance supplements like a Corebolic, a Laxogen and Pico 2 blends.
Yeah.
And your performance supplements in the middle, your pre-workout, intra-workout, your protein powders, your fat burners, your hormone regulating supplements. They literally have done everything.
Even now, grains, vegan protein.
And really, I don't just use Core at the moment, but I use a lot of Core products.
Yeah.
Just thinking about what I use Core Omega as my fish oil.
Yeah.
I use Core Multi as my multivitamin.
Yeah.
Pre-workouts, intra-workouts. I use Core ISO as one of my protein, but like I use a lot of Core products anyway.
100%, yeah.
And not just that, because there are a lot of brands that do have comprehensive product ranges, but every product that Core puts out is top shelf.
I was going to say, they're very good products as well. They're not kind of pixie dusted.
Yeah.
All their products are top. If they're pre-workouts, it's their top performance-based pre's.
Yeah. I think Doug Miller, president of Virginia, soon to be president of North Carolina.
Of America, by the looks of it. Who knows?
Who knows? Could be POTUS. President of Core Nutritionals should change the tagline of Core Nutritionals from crush it to not here to fuck spiders. Because across the brand, every product, not here to fuck spiders. You know
True.
Next question.
Pros and cons of having your company in Australia, from Gavin Larry 22 from Instagram Q&A.
Well, at the moment, Gavin, we are practically coronavirus free.
Yeah.
So that's a pro.
A
con is we're stuck on this island and we can't leave. So we're kind of trapped in our own country.
Yeah.
At this point in time. Listen, I think I'm interested to get your opinion as well, Vince.
Yeah.
But I'll speak first on this one. I think definitely the pros of doing business in the country that we live in is it's the country that we live in.
Well, yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? The health and fitness industry, which is obviously the industry that we're in with MassiveJoes and TMJ Apparel, is a thriving industry here. It's a growing industry. The fitness lifestyle is a very popular lifestyle, and the market is a decent sized market.
It is, yeah.
So I think those are probably the pros. The cons are we're super far away from every other country, apart from New Zealand and Indonesia.
Yeah.
But we're literally on the other side of the world, to the UK, to the US, to Asia. So we're very isolated.
Yeah.
It's expensive to do business in Australia as well. Every cost of doing business here is expensive. Freight costs, real estate associated costs such as rents and whatnot, wage costs, taxes are out of fucking control. It's just a very expensive country to do business in. And unlike countries like the US, where you can kind of move to different states and take advantage of different tax breaks and what's not, pretty much every state in Australia has the same tax rules for the most part. There's slight nuances, but it's not like we're going to move from South Australia to New South Wales because there's a tax advantage for doing so.
Yeah.
There really isn't.
Probably other cons, especially for this industry with the supplements, is that most of the supplements at the moment, still majority of them, come from the States.
Come from the US, yeah.
So there's still kind of importing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's going to take longer. It's going to cost a little bit more as well, like you mentioned, is big ones. Probably another con at the moment is China.
Yeah.
Importing as well.
Yeah.
They're really the two that come to mind off the top of my head.
Yeah, I would think
it's
so.
Just importing kind of stuff.
But you know, we're still here.
And regulation.
Regulation as well. I mean, fuck, you know, if you want to open up that can of worms, we can definitely go down there. But I think, you know, the reason why we're still here operating in Australia is because the pros outweigh the cons.
Exactly.
So, last question.
Are whey isolates truly better than other protein sources, and how so? From H.
Jacques was.
There you go, from Instagram Q&A.
H. Jacques, there is a link in the description box down below. We've just dropped a new article called Which Whey is Better? And it specifically addresses this exact question, to be honest. Well, it goes into depth comparing whey protein isolate to whey protein concentrate and whey blends. But when it comes to, you know, generally other protein sources, vegan protein, collagen protein, beef protein, pick a protein and put it in there.
Yeah.
Definitely go check out that article first and foremost. And then just to elaborate on that, whey protein in its own right is much more biologically available than any other source of protein. And that includes meat-based, like if you're eating a chicken breast or you're eating a chunk of steak, whey protein is still more biologically available than that source of protein. It is the most biologically available source of protein for humans on the planet. The second reason is the naturally occurring amino acid profile is very complete. So when we look at the ideal spectrum of amino acids for consumption by humans, whey protein ticks more of those boxes than any other source of protein, which ties into why we say it's biologically available. So that's why whey protein is better than any other source of protein. Then you go, okay, well, what's better of the whey proteins? Whey protein concentrate, whey protein isolate, hydrolyzed whey protein isolate, or a blend of everything. And that's really where this article kind of takes a deep dive. But at that point, it's personal preference, man. Whey protein concentrate technically is the most pure because it's the least refined. So that's the closest thing to milk effectively, that you're going to get from a whey protein strain at least. But it does also not have the best macros. You're going to get 100%. More carbs and more fats in there, and you're also going to have more lactose, which if you're lactose intolerant, that's going to be a problem for you. If you go one step up the chain to a whey protein isolate, the carbs and fats come down, the lactose comes down, the price goes up. And arguably, the taste and texture is not as good. You go another step up the chain to hydrolyzed whey protein isolate. Once again, the fats and carbs come down, the price goes up, the taste and texture gets worse.
100%.
So at that point, it's kind of like, it's a personal preference, you know? Like for me personally, if you don't have a problem with a little bit more carbs and a little bit more fat, and you don't have a problem with lactose, go whey protein concentrate.
I'm the exact same. That's it.
That's a wrap, Vince. Guys, if you have a question that you'd like us to answer in the next episode of Clinical Dose, post them down below as a comment to this video on the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. That's where we look first, man. If we find the 5 best questions in there, that's where we take them from. If we don't, we look at Instagram, we look at the Team MassiveJoes Facebook page and Vince's DMs and wherever else we decide to look. But the comments on this video on YouTube is the best place to go. Vince, that's a wrap for episode 23 of the Clinical Dose. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn your post notifications on your mobile, your cell phone, your desktop, your smart TV, whatever device you're watching this video on, so you don't miss a beat when it comes to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel. Until next episode, where we come to and from, Vince.
MassiveJoes.com.
Stay massive. Thank you for tuning in to this video. We hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to check out our latest upload and our recommended video, and be sure to subscribe to the MassiveJoes YouTube channel to stay up to date with all of our latest uploads.